Hello, Libra. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul, if Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign. This is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. The Five of Swords here. I kind of feel like, first thing that pops into my head, there's someone in your life you don't trust right now, right? I feel like there's kind of like some kind of an argument or some kind of friction going on in your life that is not really worth your effort, okay? This is conflict. This is like a defensiveness. This is a miscommunication, perhaps. I feel like you're trying to understand somebody, but I kind of feel like they're not on the same page as you, or there's something that they're not being honest about with you, okay? It may be something that we need to walk away from. Let's find out. Let's put this card into a little bit of context, and let's see what's going on here. Yeah, Eight, look at that, 8 of Cups. We have a 9 of Wands, 3 of Wands, 9 of Cups. Look at that. That's pretty good. This is what we want. We want happiness. Sometimes we need to be strong and say, well, maybe my happiness just ain't here. 6 of Wands, victory. Okay. This is a situation that it may begin to dawn on you that this is not worth fighting for. Okay. We have a 5 of Pentacles. We have a Hermit, yeah. We have a Prince of Swords, and ooh, look at that, it's coming. Love is coming. It's not here, though. This is not it, but it's out there, okay? And you are destined for this kind of love. Now, that doesn't mean that this is a romantic reading, so put your pitchforks away. But the 2 of Cups could mean romantic love. It's also divine love, self-love, and platonic love, family love, just love. Man, there's so many different kinds of love. Love is everywhere. Love is everything, okay? It could be that this is just not the right musical instrument for you to play. It could be that it's not the right teacher. It could be that you're not taking the right class, or you're not at the right school or the right job. Maybe you're not with the right person or the right friend. Maybe this is not the right city for you to live in. You know what I mean? But the right thing is out there for you. And it's coming. What you're searching for is searching for you. Don't get distracted. Don't get entangled in this nonsense. This isn't for you. This is not worth your time, Libra. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down over here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments right below the video. Okay. Now, as we look around the room, we see one major, and it's hermit mode. And it literally is saying, walk away from something. Turn your back on something that is just not worth your time. Follow your inner light. Trust yourself here. Okay? Your inner compass will lead you to the right thing. Okay, so we have the one major. We've got this bowl of fire. Look at this, fire, fire, fire. This crescent of fire. You're being held by this divine force. by this spiritual strength. And it seems like you're being asked to be strong right now. Okay? That inner strength needs to come forth to carry you forward to victory, which in this case, victory means getting out of this situation, so that you can get the good stuff. You want love, you want happiness. Okay. And, with the Eight of Cups, sometimes we thought it was happiness. Maybe happiness really isn't the word for it. Maybe this was a situation that you thought it was going to make you happy, and it did for a while, but maybe you're realizing that it really lacked depth. Sometimes we confuse happiness with purpose, depth and meaning and significance or even connection. I just want to be happy. No, maybe we just want to be connected. Maybe we just want to feel meaningful in our life, feeling satisfying and full of meaning, fulfilled, right? Fully filled up. Anyway, the Eight of Cups is something that isn't filling you up. Okay. Anyway, so we've got this fire. We've got water, 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 a couple of air cards, a little bit of earth to consider. But the Five of Swords to start us off with, right? This conflict. This is a conversation that isn't going anywhere. Okay? You don't need to have the last word. You don't need to let your pride get in the way of just saying, hey, you know what? You win. Yeah, you're right. Fine. You know what I mean? We don't have to keep fighting to argue and win something. Because what's the point of that battle? It's costing you your peace. You got to choose peace. Step away if this energy is either combative, or if you come to that realization that even if you win, you don't really win. Even if you win, it's still going to be a swamp. It's not like the win doesn't really do anything for you. It doesn't change anything. Maybe you like being right, of course. We all do, But I don't feel like this is a battle that deserves you. I don't think it's worth and it's not worth your time. It's not worth any of your resources. And I feel like this is really the first thing that popped into my head. You don't trust somebody. Okay? So even if you're proven right, it still doesn't make you happy. Okay? Whether you're right or wrong, I don't think is the issue. The issue is that you're not feeling it. And there's something here that's not right. You need to protect your peace here. Okay? And maybe it is like you're kind of trying to understand something. Maybe it is like you want answers. Sometimes the Five of Swords is us wanting answers. We're asking questions. But it's kind of like that paradox, that somebody says, I always lie. Everything I say is a lie. Well, isn't what you just said a lie then too? So then that means that not everything you say is a lie. And so it creates that kind of paradox where we're not going to trust the answers that we get from that person anyway. So why bother? Why disturb ourselves? Why put ourselves in this position if the answer isn't really going to matter? The answer isn't going to satisfy us anyway. So we've got the Eight of Cups. Literally a card of moving on. Literally a card about the hermit walking away from something that's been a roller coaster. That's it. It's a departure. It's redirecting your energy to something that matters. That's the real victory. If it no longer fulfills you, it's okay to walk away. That's the real victory. Walking away, protecting your energy. I guarantee as soon as you get out of the swamp here, that sunshine is going to make you feel so good, so renewed, so restored, so vital, so energized. Okay, we're leaving the swamp, we're getting out into the sunshine. You can leave quietly. You don't need to have that last argument. You don't need to have that battle. You don't need the answers. The closure can be internal. This is you honoring what you believe, what you want, what you need. The next chapter can only begin once you release this old thing. The old cups aren't holding water anymore. They're cracked, they're broken, they're beyond repair. These are cups that no matter how much glue you put on them, they're not going to hold water. Kind of just gotta, sometimes you gotta throw stuff away. You gotta recycle it, maybe, Give it over to that death card, right? That great recycler. Maybe the mystery card is going to be that death card. Maybe a 10 of swords even. Okay? This is an old emotional pattern that you need to walk away from. Because I feel like whatever this is, whether it's at work, at home, at school, with family, with friends, with a lover, whatever it is, it's happened before. You've been in this flow. You've been in this pattern. This cycle has happened. You don't need those answers. To move forward, you don't need any kind of, the closure can be internal. Okay? Your stillness, your strength, your spiritual strength is going to guide your next move. I kind of feel like the Spirit's already left this situation. Now you just gotta catch up with it. You gotta, kind of move your feet quicker, right, to get there. The Nine of Wands underneath is that inner strength, that spiritual strength. I think you've had enough of something. There's resilience in this card. This is the strength that can be committed. That strength that says, I'm never giving up. No matter what, I'm not going to give up on this. It's almost like our pride gets in the way and we just say, no matter how bad it gets, I'm never leaving. That's, I guess, a type of strength, right? I feel like this card is like realizing that whatever this is not really going to hurt us. Is not really going to diminish us in any way. That this so-called, bouncing back from something. There's nothing to bounce back from because it's not moving you like that, But there's a stamina and there's a persistence because you're a person who keeps their promises. You're a person that's, when I say something, I follow through. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Okay, good. It takes a real significant and very serious thing to get you to break a promise or to quit something, okay? Sometimes the Nine of Wands can really be, detrimental to our well-being because it's somebody that doesn't know how to quit, doesn't know when to quit, doesn't know when to give up. And I kind of feel like this is really you coming to that realization that says, I'm just friggin' tired of this same thing again and again, the same argument, same conversation, the same problems, the same questions and the same answers and still no progress. Not getting any closer to being happy. You put in a lot of real work there, okay? And I feel like you're pretty much this close to just being done. I feel like you just need a little bit of a push to go over to get over that thing and to just say, okay. You may have to adjust your path here. Adjust your pace, not the dream. You want the happiness, you want the love. We want to get to these two. Going up this way, it's kind of saying, this wasn't the right path. I need to tune into my spiritual compass and I need to go a different path. We want to miss this shit here. Pardon my language. This is a family show, I'm sorry. We want to miss that stuff. We don't want to get stuck there. Because this is a swamp. This is not paradise. This is not, the oasis. This is the swamp. Okay. So this might be a good energy for us to set some boundaries, to collect our inner strength, and to keep going, but to have the strength to know when to sort of change course. That's just a little bit of a course correction. Maybe this is going to be your Libra power card, the adjustment card, the card literally of course corrections. I feel like this is the card that's saying we're tired. Okay? And feeling like we're exhausted by this situation doesn't mean that we have failed. It means that we're recognizing that there's an easier way to get what we want in life, that this seems to be an entanglement that's just not worth the effort. Whatever it might be. Doesn't have to be romance. Okay? This could be like you picked up the wrong instrument. You say, this is not the one I'm supposed to master. Okay, so I'm going to go this way. I'm going to start playing the drums, right? Something easier. That was a joke. I play the drums, so I'm just being a little self-deprecating. Anyway, 3 of Wands, your virtue. This is progress. This is momentum. This is opportunity. This is your spiritual compass. This is confidence, You're looking, you're having a vision of the long term. You want to keep going. You're not going to chase anything. Okay, if it's not working, if it doesn't want to be there, if there's some kind of dysfunction and there's some kind of fundamental dissonance, you're not going to force it. You're not going to force it. You're able to see other pathways, other opportunities. Okay, it's not just straight ahead because that's the only thing that I can think of, or that's the only path that appears to me is just going straight ahead, keep doing what I've been doing. No, we can kind of take a little bit of a detour here. Okay. We got to get back to this card, this trusting of our spiritual compass. Okay? Because there is that 5 of Swords that kind of feels like I've steered myself incorrectly somehow. That somehow I got off course. That's okay. It happens. We all get off course. We've got to reconnect with this. Okay? We've got to reconnect with our spirit, our intuition, our instinct, our gut feeling, reconnect with our confidence, and reconnect with that spiritual compass and start trusting that again. Okay? Bigger opportunities are lining up for you. But if we're stuck in this entanglement, we're not going to get those bigger opportunities. And we could look at this horizontally and vertically. Horizontally, right, you have this ambition, you have this consistent momentum that you're building up, you're trying to get to the goal, maybe it's career, maybe it's, your creative work, trying to get to the victory. We want our 3 to become a 6. We want to put in work, we want to have the victory, we want to get the praise and the rewards for the work. This is, I put myself out there, I try to do a good job, and now I'm getting the handshake and the bonus at work for doing a good job. We want the recognition, we want the win, but we're here. Okay? And it may just be that, okay, well, you know what, this isn't how I'm going to get the win. This may be effort that is being wasted in the wrong places, caught up in too much This is an entanglement that took us off course. So we may need to tap into our strength, and we may need to bypass that, right? Because we're really trying to do this in the horizontal, pathway. Going vertically, we're trying to live a happy, successful, satisfying life. I want to feel good. I want to feel physically and financially abundant, mentally, emotionally abundant, spiritually, creatively abundant. I want super abundance. I want to feel like my life is meaningful. I want to feel like I am living a happy life. And of course, this is the happiness multiplier. This is a strength multiplier or a virtue multiplier. Okay? And with that, the virtue may try to keep us here. Because again, it's that reluctance to quit. It's that feeling like if I just stick with this, then that proves my commitment. And if it's not working, it just means I have to be stronger. I have to try to do more. You're already spread so thin. It's already the last straw. Okay? So strength isn't always refusing to quit or refusing to be flexible or refusing to change course. Sometimes we look at that as weakness. Sometimes we look at walking away from a kind of hopeless situation. Maybe we look at that as weakness, where we can think, well, no, if I just stick with it, that proves that I'm a good person, or that, And I think we sometimes mistake that. Anyway, so on the vertical path, we're blocked from really being happy because there is this kind of hopeless situation. There's the happiness that you're looking for is not here. Okay? The success that you're looking for is not here. This is defeat. This is victory. This is defeat. And so this is something that we need to find another way around. Okay, so this is where we want to be. These are the two things we really want to achieve. We've got to reconnect with this compass and figure out a better route. We just have to divert our ships in a little bit of a different direction, and we'll get the happiness, we'll get the victory. Now, this could still be a relationship or a family thing. It could be something at work. It could be the job or the career. What we want is the satisfaction and the pleasure of the Nine of Cups. Fulfillment, right? The wishes being granted, the dreams coming true, the contentment. This is something that you've been wanting, and you want it to become real. You want the joy of this. You want to experience that kind of satisfaction that just kind of makes you just grateful, to be here. And this is that pleasure. This is that comfort. This is the expansion. This is the superabundance. And you're going to feel good. Okay? This is coming. And you will arrive here. It will become real. Of course, we have to figure out what it is we need to walk away from, because it's blocking our path, as we can see. This entanglement is blocking our path to happiness. It's blocking our path to victory, to confidence even. What we want is happiness and satisfaction. We want to feel good. We want to enter that chapter of our life where we feel that there's joy and delight in every dimension of our life. This is the figure 8. This is a loop. This is a hopeless loop of disappointments. This is an emotional roller coaster. It's not true peace. It's not contentment. It's not true happiness or meaning or depth or connection. But this is what we want. That's why it's up here on the top of the path of the dove. This is your conscious goal. This is what you're hoping for. This is what you're aiming toward. Okay? Now, what we need in the near future is the win. We need the victory. And like I said, sometimes the victory is just getting the heck away from something that's not good for us. I feel like I've won. I feel like you walk away from something, you feel like you're the victor. You feel like you're the winner. Okay? Because staying in that entanglement and fighting for that, no matter what happens, it's not going to feel like a win. This is recognition. This is confidence. This is achievement. Okay. This is you stepping into leadership. And this is a Jupiter in Leo energy. This is an expansion of your ego, a fortification of your ego. This is you believing that you can. This is you standing tall and recognizing your own power. Okay? This is your confidence. And you need to understand what would be the real win here for you and how we get there. And I think in a very clear way, very clear message, the win is getting the heck away from that thing, whatever it is. Okay. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Let me know which card or which concept on the path of the dove resonates with you the most. Okay. Now we're going to talk about the path of the serpent, and we have the Five of Pentacles. This is a card of worry. This is the card of a physical consideration. It's money stress. Okay? It is worry and stress about resources. It's scarcity, it's uncertainty, it's instability. It may be that the situation you're in now, while you know it's not leading to happiness, while you know it's not fulfilling, maybe it's paying the bills. Maybe it's a domestic situation where it's just like, I don't want this relationship anymore, but I'm scared to go out on my own. I'm scared to sort of be independent here and not have that help with the income or the help with the bills. You know what I mean? But that stress is coming from the future. It's not from what's happening right now. The reality is this: the situation you're in isn't working. And it's not getting better. Okay? And so it kind of feels like this is a necessary risk. Yeah. This is a card of change, your general energy. This is a card of having a strategy for change. And it may be that what we need, this is Mercury in Taurus, what we might need is just a strategy for physically how we're going to make the move. Because you can feel it in your heart and soul. Okay, that's it, I'm done. It's over, I'm out of here, I'm leaving. Okay, what does that actually look like? Well, I get up and I go. Yeah, but what does it actually look like? Do you have to get your clothes? Do you have to save up some money? Do you have another job lined up already? Do you need a little box to put your personal effects? What are you going to do with your CDs? You know what I mean? The actual logistics of how things are going to move. I think that's probably a major factor in this for you. Because this is your general energy. Kind of worried about the logistics. Like, I'm already done. Like I said at the beginning, Spirit's already gone out of the situation. It's just now time for your physical life to catch up to Spirit. And I think that's the slowest thing. It's like, I'm already gone, but I haven't actually moved my stuff out yet. I haven't moved my physical body out of the room yet. And so I think that's kind of where a lot of our focus needs to be put. The situation that you're in now, the instability, the worry, this is temporary. We're going to find a way to stabilize. Okay? This could be some mistrust about money. It could be some kind of I don't know if there was like a theft or something that happened, or a suspicion, or even this, maybe somebody else has been draining your resources or just flat out stealing from you. We got to get grounded. We got to make a plan. We got to know how we're going to move forward here. Okay? But breathe right now, right? You're not alone. You're not stuck. You're stressed out, yes. Okay? Feeling that things are uncertain, feeling that there's instability. You got to break this problem down into small, solvable steps. What's the first thing you need to do? Okay? Maybe change your passwords. Change the name on the bank account. I don't know. Maybe you need to save up some money. Maybe you have to get another, another job lined up, or find a place to stay, or whatever it is. I don't know the situation. Okay? But we have to make a plan to get out of where we are, because guess what? Happiness and love, it's coming. Okay? It's coming. What you're searching for is searching for you. You know? And this is out there for you, but you can't see it when you're stuck in the mud here. Mentally and emotionally, we're confused, and we're stuck in a loop, and we've got this hopeless feeling. Okay? Hopeless because we feel like we're never going to get to the win, we're never going to get to the happiness, we're never going to get to the love. But you can and you will, but we got to make a plan. You got to start taking steps. You got to start doing the physical changes that are necessary. You can't just think about it, can't just wish for it, can't just hope for it. We got to actually take those moves. Now that's what the Hermit's doing too. The Hermit is saying, I'm trusting my own spiritual compass, and I'm going off trail. I'm taking a new, unknown direction. I'm like carving my own path through the jungle. And I don't even care. You know, nothing is going to prevent you from doing that. Nothing can stop you. This is clarity. This is even solitude. This is you literally walking away from the emotional roller coaster. And I think the first thing that you have to do is go within. Seek yourself. Seek your spiritual wisdom. You need a quiet place where you can hear yourself think. Reset your emotional system, reset your mind, gain that clarity so you can hear the intuition loud. And the intuition is going to be louder than all of the external stuff. This is you literally in the environment, listening to your own voice, not the voices of all the noise, all the opinions around you. Disengaging from this entanglement so you can get clarity about your path. You're protecting your energy. You're not trying to ask questions. You're not trying to solve anything here. You're just opening yourself up to insight from spirit. Step away from the noise, because the real answer is going to come from inside. Okay? Journal, meditate, choose simplicity. Walk away from what has been kind of tormenting you. Okay? Pull back intentionally from this situation, whatever it is. Okay? The Hermit is going off trail. The Hermit is the person that's finding themselves at the edge of a dark wood and is walking in. You're at the edge of a dark, scary forest, and you're entering the dark, scary forest. You're cutting your own way through the jungle. There's no path where you're walking. Every footstep that you make is creating the path. And it takes courage. It takes a lot of spiritual strength. And that's the energy right here, is your spiritual strength to walk away from what is not for you, to get closer to what is for you. What you're seeking is seeking you. Okay? And the Hermit is the only major arcana card that we have, because this is it. This is the message. You've got to walk away from it. Because as you walk away from this, you're walking toward this. Of course, you have to go through the Prince of Swords, okay? That mental energy. You got to get your mind on board. Your mind has to be in tune with the spiritual compass, with that inner wisdom and light of the Hermit. The Hermit has to have a very sharp mind. Has to have wisdom and authority, clarity. You're leading with logic and intuition, but not emotion. You're not leading. This Eight of Cups is not dictating your behaviors anymore, because you're stuck in that loop. Okay? You're trusting the judgment of your spirit. You are, but in the physical, like the literal logistical process of this, you're being very polite, you're being professional, but you're being direct and you're being concise. Okay? You're not being wishy-washy. You're not, you're not flip-flopping. You're not like beating around the bush. You're not being subtle. You're not dropping hints. You're saying, this is what's happening. I'm sorry it didn't work out. I'm leaving on this date at this time with these things or whatever. You have a system in place, a plan in place. You've got a strategy for the long term. You're not getting entangled in the drama. You're staying above the noise. Your mind is clear. Your mind is sharp and decisive. You are taking responsibility. You are being direct. You're not dropping hints. Okay? You're leading your life with clarity and integrity. You are speaking clearly with like easy to understand words. Don't use big words. Use simple little words that everybody will understand, That's the vibe. That's the vibe. And you're going to get the love. This is out there for you. This love is seeking you. This is the urge to merge. Okay? This is a situation, and whether it's a job, whether it's a person, a place, a thing, an idea, a musical instrument, a place to live, this is one where you feel the connection. Here, there's nothing. Here is this feels like it's a prison. It's a swampy prison, right? This feels, just look at the difference in the vibe of the cards. Why would you fight for this? If you left this, you could get this. It's just the contrast there. It's crazy, right? This is love. This is connection. This is a person, place, or thing where there's mutual interest. There's respect. There's reciprocity. There's harmony. There's union. There's love and affection. There's a meaningful bond. It's romantic or otherwise. This is a quality relationship. This is like one-on-one connection, There's intimacy. This is a relationship that's going somewhere. It's connected in a fundamental way. This is like someone's energy that matches yours. Your heart is the compass. Choose the connection that feels genuine and mutual. Now, I'm not saying that this Eight of Cups is a current relationship. Maybe you're single now. Maybe you're not in a relationship. This is that feeling that it's hopeless, that relationship, that this isn't out there for you. This is a mindset. This is a mental, emotional state of hopelessness. You need to realize that you got to get away from that mindset, because this relationship is out there for you. If you're in a relationship now, maybe look at it more closely. Take a step back from it so you can really understand what your soul is telling you. This kind of connection is out there for you. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic, but it might be. This could be the job. This could be literally like the new apartment or the new house or the new car or, anything, the pets. But it's real. And it's connected and it's uplifting. It makes you feel better about yourself. It makes you feel, it gives you compliments. It tries to boost you up. It's a relationship that makes you want to be the best version of yourself. It makes you feel like a winner, Let's look at the mystery card. This might bring out a little bit of clarity or details. I don't know. I feel like it could be a 6 of something, I guess. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Maybe a 6 of Pentacles. I feel like a 6 of Cups or even a 6 of Swords. But let's see. The 8 of Swords. 8 and 8. Helpless and hopeless. The 8 of Cups is the hopeless card. Now, my life, what I want and my happiness isn't out there for me. What I'm seeking is just, it's not there. It's not in the cards for me. I feel hopeless. There's no hope. And now the mind is kind of getting there too, thinking, I'm helpless. I can't change that. I can't change my circumstances. I'm imprisoned. I'm locked in. I'm stuck. I'm stuck and there's nothing I can do about it, so I give up. Helpless and hopeless. Got to get out of this. Okay? This is a situation that's making you feel stuck, making you feel, and, you know, I don't really agree with that language, I guess. Nothing makes us feel anything. We feel something in response to what's going on around us, but we can change that. We can change how we feel and how we think. Okay? And I think the hermit needs to step away from this situation in which you feel helpless and hopeless. Stepping away from that situation to realize that you are not helpless or hopeless. That your love, your happiness, and your victory are out there, searching for you. We've got to go search for it. We don't want to give up. Okay? This is a situation that you do not need to belong. You do not need to remain in. The Eight of Swords is rumination. The Eight of Swords is overthinking. We're making it too complex. We're asking too many questions and getting too many answers. We're overanalyzing it. We don't need to analyze it anymore. Who cares if we understand it or not? All I know is that my heart's telling me that it ain't for me. I don't need to know everything about it. I don't need to investigate it. I don't need all the answers. What I need is the inner wisdom, that inner clarity and certainty that's telling me which way to go. You know, which way to run. Okay. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Libra on Mondays and Thursdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.